Can you imagine trying to balance academics with athletics while fitting the rest of your life in? We take you through a day in the life of a student athlete. 3 teams competing for WAC Championships, and one of them pulled off an upset. We wrap up the UTPA men's tennis season. And then we'll show you how UTPA Athletics gives its student athletes the power to be successful in the classroom. This is Bronc Country. Hey everyone, and welcome to Bronc Country. I'm Jonah Goldberg. They say baseball comes down to 3 things: pitching, and, more pitching. Well, the Broncs have a very special pitcher in Super Sam Street, who pitches every Friday night. In fact, Street was recently named to the College Baseball Hall of Fame's Pitcher of the Year watch list, a list that only includes 47 pitchers nationwide. However, this past weekend at Chicago State, Street may not have even been the best pitcher on his own team. And that's no knock on Super Sam, but rather a big compliment to WAC Pitcher of the Week Blake English. Pick it up on Saturday. Broncs and Chicago State playing a doubleheader to close out the series due to the threat of rain Sunday. This is game 2, and English was almost perfect. In fact, he retired the first 16 batters he faced. We pick it up in the 7th. Broncs up 1-0 on an Evan Mason RBI single. After a leadoff walk, English keeps the no-hitter going by getting Chase Matheson to fly out to left. Next batter, Jordan Strostian. Hopper over the mound. Gonna be a tough play, and the call is safe at first base. Let's slow it down and give it another look. What do you think? A tough enough call to make in real time, not any easier on replay. So English in his first jam, a runner in scoring position for the first time, but English settles down. Gets Sanford Hunt to fly out to right. And then Mattingly Romanen, swinging. On to 9th. English still working on a one-hitter. Romanen grounds out to short. Matheson on the ground to second. So 1 out to go. The man with the hit is up, and Strostian grounds out to third. English needed just 99 pitches to navigate the one-hit shutout, getting 12 groundouts, 5 flyouts, and 5 strikeouts. 34th one-hitter in program history. First one-hitter for the Broncs in 12 years, first road one-hitter in 14 years, and the first outside of the state of Texas. Broncs win 1-0. Of course, one strong pitching performance begets another. Sam Street took the hill for game 1, and he got a lot of ground balls. 3rd inning, fielder's choice for the 2nd out, and then the 3rd. 5th inning, runner at 3rd, 2 outs, and Street gets another ground ball. On to the 7th. Street induced 14 ground balls, really working the left side of that infield, and Alberto Morales rewards him. Great diving stab. 8th complete game for Street, but he's going to need some offensive support to improve to 10-0. Well, the Broncs delivered plenty of that. 1st inning, Alex Howe at second with 1 out, and Brian Ramirez singles to left. Howe scores, 1-0 Broncs. After Ramirez steals second, Victor Garcia Jr. sends the ball in the center. Ramirez scores. The Broncs go up 2-0. They go on to win 9-3. Middle game of the series, and Alex Henson had a strong start. Jared Patterson leading off and taking a seat. The first of a career-high 8 strikeouts for Henson. Move ahead to the 8th. Broncs down 3-0. 1st and 3rd with 1 out, and Edgar Cordon lifts a fly ball to center. Not only is that deep enough to get the run in, but the ball is dropped, so everyone's safe. Broncs within 3-1. 9th inning now, Broncs down 4-1. Alberto Morales had a huge game. Leads off the inning with a double, his 2nd of the game, finished a career best 4 for 5. 1 out later, Morales now at 3rd, and Alex Howe hits it on the ground to 2nd. Morales scores, Broncs within 4-2, but that's as close as they got. Before the Broncs went to Chicago, they visited 10th-ranked Texas, and Alex Howe gets the Broncs off to a good start. That's with the bases loaded to drive in a run. 1-0 Broncs in the 1st. Bottom of the inning, Longhorns trying to answer. 2 on, 2 out, and Matt Harrell gets Colin Shaw to line out. Top of the 2nd, Dylan Engelhardt at 2nd with 1 out. And Alberto Morales with a slow roller up the middle, and he beats it out. So Shane Ammon comes up with runners on the corners, and that'll be deep enough to get the run in. Last time these teams met, the Broncs fell 2-1 at 11. The Broncs have already doubled their scoring output. Bottom of the inning, Longhorns now within 2-1. And Tanner Dickerson needs just one pitch to retire the dangerous Mark Payton with the bases loaded and escape the threat. One inning later, Longhorns with a runner at third and one out, and Kyle Tokunaga muscles up. Next batter, Casey Clemens on the ground to third. 2 scoreless innings of relief for Tokunaga. On to the fourth. The Broncs put runners at second and third with one out to set up this RBI ground up by Ammon. Broncs lead 3-1. Fifth inning, second and third one out, and look at Jesus Garcia putting down the suicide squeeze. Broncs go up 4-1. The Longhorns get 2 in the fifth, 1 in the sixth, and 1 in the eighth to beat the Broncs 5-4. Now let me tell you a little bit about the travel schedule for the UTPA baseball team during this 5-game road trip. It all started on Tuesday when the Broncs boarded the bus a little before 8 a.m., left Edinburg Baseball Stadium right at 8. The first hour of the trip was study hall. They stopped for lunch along the way, and then the Broncs reached Austin, a little over 300 miles north, and played 10th-ranked Texas. Well, that game lasted 3 hours and 40 minutes. After the game, the Broncs showered, they changed, got back on the bus where dinner was waiting for them. Broncs finished up dinner just as we left the Austin city limits, which was around 11:15 at night, at which point another hour and 15 minutes of mandatory study hall began. The Broncs got to sleep the rest of the way as we arrived at Edinburg Baseball Stadium around 4 in the morning. And you can bet your boots every single one of those student athletes was in class that morning and afternoon. Broncs had weights that day, although no practice, a light practice Thursday morning before taking the shuttle to the airport and jumping on the plane for Chicago. The Broncs played Friday, doubleheader Saturday, and then came back on Monday, because remember, they were supposed to play on Sunday, and with the weather, it's too late to change that many plane tickets at the last minute. So you come back Monday, and then you get right back on the bus Tuesday morning, 4 hours in each direction to Incarnate Word up in San Antonio. Oh, and by the way, finals are right around the corner. Not easy being a student athlete, is it? Well, our intrepid Bronc Country duo of Myra Gomez and Nancy Bateo shadowed Scott Bann, a member of the UTPA track and field team recently. And here's Myra to take you through a day in the life of a student athlete.
Scott Bann's day starts at 6:30 a.m., at least during the days when he's not out of town competing with his track and field teammates.
Usually on Mondays my room's pretty clean, so I don't have to clean it, but I have to clean it a bit. Then I usually just check around the house, make sure everything's cleaned up, everything's good. And after that, I can just usually go to school.
The life of this college student is not an easy one, especially because he's also an athlete, trainer, employee at the Wellness and Recreation Center, and the president of the Student Athlete Advisory Committee.
Just caught up and see what was going on in there. Figured out that I don't have class this morning, so I'm about to go to Crystal and see what's up in there. She's our sports academic advisor. Pretty much I go in there and check in with all my academic stuff. Talked about this past week and my hours that need to be done this week, next week, and the week after that. Done. 4 again, but 2.
After meeting with his academic advisor, Scott heads to the Power Center in the LEC building, which is available to all student athletes.
It's a designated area for all athletes to go and study. It's our own little study hall area.
When he's done at the Power Center, Scott heads back to the training room to get more intern hours.
The intern hours, we have to get 1,800 within 5 semesters. And then with 1,800 hours, we're able to sit in for a exam. And if we pass that state exam, we'll become a licensed state licensed trainer in Texas.
After completing more intern hours, Scott grabs a quick bite to eat before going back to the training room to prepare for his afternoon workout.
Today, practice was canceled. I went out, did a little run, warm up, stretched, and I just went through a few drills. I didn't want to tire myself. I didn't want to tire my body completely out today. After that, came in here in the weight room. I did my weights. I have to do a modified workout because of a certain injury I have. But I just come in here, do what I need to do. I stay focused and keep my mind on what I want. I just want, make Pan Am proud. I just want to make a lot of my family and friends proud.
After his workout, Scott heads to his biomechanics class, which will be the last stop for the day.
I would usually have CPR for the emergency rescuer right after it, but we don't have class for that today either. So right now, probably gonna go to the grocery store or go home.
Scott Band's day has finally come to an end, but the week has just begun. Tomorrow brings another busy day in the life of this student athlete. Reporting from the University of Texas Pan American for Bronc Country, I am Mayra Gomez.
The UTPA men's tennis team made some serious noise at the WAC Championships over the weekend, providing a fitting cap for Brandon Stokes' first season as head coach. Coming up on Bronc Country, we recap the 2013-14 men's tennis season. Swing and a missed strike three. Right through the changeup, Street pumps his fist. He heads back to the dugout. He's pitched a career-high 10 innings of baseball so far. Run score! Bronx win! Bronx win! Bronx win! This commercial brought to you by Lax Furniture, an official sponsor of the University of Texas Pan American Intercollegiate Athletics.
They are the dreamers and the promise of the future. They are the hope who will lead us to tomorrow. They are the givers who have the passion to serve. They are the visionaries who will celebrate discovery. They will make a difference. They will change South Texas.
When UTPA joined the Western Athletic Conference before the start of the most recent academic year, the light at the end of the tunnel became the WAC Championships, which could lead to an automatic qualifier to NCAA level championship events. Well, with that automatic qualifier on the line, 3 Bronx teams took part in the WAC Championships this past weekend. We'll tee it up with women's golf, second round, hole 4, and that's Melissa Bernal putting for birdie. Bernal had a pretty good showing, coming in 21st with a 246. As a team, the Bronx finished in 7th in their first WAC Championships. The Bronx were in the middle of the pack on day 1, but New Mexico State and Idaho's experience shone through. On to tennis. We start with the women, who earned the number 2 seed and a first-round bye thanks to the 3rd winningest season in program history. Tough semifinal draw against host and 3rd seeded New Mexico State, as the Bronx fall 2-4. The Bronx got their wins at number 3 and number 4, courtesy of Katia Stavrolaki and Regan Greenwood, respectively. Due to high wind advisories, they started with singles and never got to doubles, with the match already decided.
I think it's just getting into that conference sort of battle. We didn't really have a regular season. We played a couple, but it didn't count for us as a regular season head-to-head match, and so it was a little bit more pressure for them to go out there and to really say, okay, this is it, this is what we've been training for. And so I think now next year, seeing those teams again, they'll sort of, have that experience under their belt, a little less pressure on them and maybe a little revenge. I mean, I'm proud of the girls for having a great season. It's been a long time since women's tennis here has had a good season, something for the girls to be proud of. I know that for my senior, it's taken her up until her senior year to really have, a winning record with her team. And so for that, I'm really, really happy for the girls. And I hope to continue improving that. We've continued it, improving every single year since I've been here. And so I just want to keep going in that direction. One
Bronx team that did pick up a WAC tournament win was men's tennis. Despite coming in as the number 6 seed, the Bronx upset 3rd seeded Seattle 4-2 in the quarterfinals. the Broncs had to work hard in singles after dropping the doubles point, but got big contributions from Chain Pendini, Ricardo Hopker, Alejandro Sanoa, and Mauricio Fasado. Juan Cruz Soria was one game from a win when the match was decided. So the Broncs took on second-seeded Idaho in the semifinals, falling 2-4. As with the women, they played singles first and no doubles. Down 2-love early, Ricardo Hopker picked up a win at number 4, and then Alejandro Sanoa gave the Broncs a chance by eking out a 3-set thriller at number 5. The Vandals took the final 2 matches to end the Broncs season. So how do you sum up Brandon Stokes' first season as the head coach of the Broncs? Vince Erickson has more.
We're ready to go play now. I'm ready, and the boys are ready. Let's go, Let's go, boys.
That enthusiasm is evident when they prepare to hit, when they hit, and even in mock celebration.
10 minutes and we get the double started.
All part of first-year head coach Brandon Stokes' vision of building a program which meant a start-over of sorts for his players. A start-over, they say, that's all good.
It's been a great experience. It feels like a team, feels like a family, it feels strong connection between everyone in the team, thanks to the coach.
Everything feels new, and our coach is really nice, so I like how the season is going, and I like our team now. It's pretty, all of us are really getting into it.
It's different way of coaching, different practice times, and it's definitely a good thing for us that we move forward from the past.
3 more belly breaths, boys. 3 more belly breaths, all right? And exhale.
For Coach Stokes, it's all about communication, which he says will lead to titles.
We're supposed to win the WAC. That's why I was hired here. And we're supposed to make a presence in the region, and we're supposed to grow to be a top 25 program in several years.
And Coach Stokes says he's confident that process of winning championships has been served up here in his first year. But he says it's more than just winning championships. It's about developing his players to compete not only at the WAC level, but at the next level.
And the guys we're recruiting and bringing in are guys who want to go play pro, and they legitimately have the ability to go play pro. A lot of guys will say, I want to play pro, but I don't really understand what that means.
In the meantime, one of his returning players is already enthusiastic about 2015.
It's going to be the best experience for the freshmen coming up, because we're going to be used to it, and we're going to be teaching them the way or how we do things here. So it's going to be definitely really helpful for us to be able to help him, having this coach, to push them to prove us that they're worth of being here.
We're at the Orville Cox Tennis Center. I'm Vince Erickson reporting for Bronc Country.
Track and field also in action last week, taking part in the J. Fred Duckett Twilight at Rice. D'Angelo Barroso continues to have a great junior season, winning the 400-meter hurdles with a time of 59.98 seconds. That's the second fastest time in program history. Geneva Anderson and Stephanie Vasquez also grabbing top 10 finishes in the event. Overall, the Broncs recorded 18 top 10 finishes, including Cristina Santiago Bravo, who took third in the hammer throw. Dejan Johnson finished fifth in the men's 400-meter hurdles, and he was part of the 6th place 4x400-meter relay team. For complete results, visit UTPABronx.com. After the event, Coach X glowing about D'Angelo Barroso's effort.
It's fantastic to see her cross that milestone and be that close to the school record. The school record's 59.96 and she's 59.98, so that'll drive her a little crazy, but it was great. It was great to finally see her. We're keeping a daily look at the NCAA regional, prelims marks to kind of see what the top 48 are doing. So we're still pushing towards that, hoping to get her time down a little bit more to kind of show her a spot. She's in the top 48 now, so she's in the 30s. I think 37th is about where she is right now. We've got 3 more weeks of competition left, including conference championships, to get the time faster or just kind of watch to see what happens. We saw some good marks all the way around. Again, we've been in competition for weeks now, and it's kind of tough on them, but we're persevering. You're still seeing a lot of people are showing up and still doing quite well. We're starting to see some fatigue, so you definitely want to take that into account.
We've shown you a lot about how the Broncs are performing on the fields and courts. But with a record 110 Broncs making the 80 honor roll in the fall, they're performing well academically too. Next on Bronc Country, we take you to UTPA Athletics Academics home, the P.O.W.E.R Center. In the fall of 2011, the P.O.W.E.R Center, which promotes overall wellness, excellence, and responsibility, was renovated using a $40,000 grant from the NCAA Supplemental Support Fund. And it's making a big impact in the lives of student athletes. Romeo Villarreal has the story.
Located in the Learning Assistance Center, the P.O.W.E.R Center, which stands for Promoting the Overall Wellness, Excellence, and Responsibilities of our Student Athletes, is a place where student athletes can go to receive tutoring, do some homework, or just study for a big exam.
We had 109 student athletes meet the AD honor roll, which means these are students that had a semester GPA of a 3.0 and above. So we really see that creating a space for student athletes to come and work on their assignments and work on their academic life has been a way to improve their grades academically and also their overall GPA.
Another service the P.O.W.E.R Center provides is counseling for student athletes.
We're able to meet with the student athletes specifically, and we're able to monitor how they're doing in their classes. We're able to answer any questions that they may have.
Student athletes enjoy having a space on campus where they can study and do homework other than their dorms and apartments, where there is no shortage of distractions.
I mean, I feel like it helps because you're forced to come in here, and it really gives you like set aside time to do your work and make sure I read my assignments that I need to read and get my homework done, instead of being at the apartment watching TV.
Reporting from the P.O.W.E.R Center, for Bronc Country, this is Romeo Villarreal.
If you want to help support these student athletes in their quest for a good education, donate to the Bronc Athletic Fund today. You can become a member of the BAF for just $50 a year. All of the money raised goes directly to student athlete scholarships, so visit BroncAthleticFund.com today to see how you can make a meaningful impact on the lives of student athletes.
Swing and a miss, strike three. Right through the changeup, Street pumps his fist. He heads back to the dugout. He's pitched a career-high 10 innings of baseball so far. Run score! Bronx win! Bronx win! Bronx win!
This commercial brought to you by Lax Furniture, an official sponsor of the University of Texas Pan American Intercollegiate Athletics.
They are the dreamers and the promise of the future. They are the hope who will lead us to tomorrow. They are the givers who have the passion to serve. They are the visionaries who will celebrate discovery. They will make a difference. They will change South Texas.
Here's what's coming up for the Bronx. UTPA baseball kicks off its final homestand of the season, starting with a 3-game series against North Dakota, Friday at 7, Saturday at 6, and Sunday at 1. Sunday is our second to last game to strike out hunger. Every donation of 4 non-perishable food items at the box office equals 1 free ticket. All the donations will stay local, benefiting the food bank RGV. It's also May the 4th, so may the 4th be with you. We encourage you to dress up in your favorite Star Wars gear. If you come dressed in Star Wars gear, you're going to get in for free. Men's golf is off to Las Vegas for the WAC Championships. Star distance runner Martin Cass is on his way to Stanford for the last big event before the WAC Championships. Want to thank you for stamping your passport in Bronc Country this week. Schedule another visit for next week. But until then,
brave and bold, silver and gold.
We're on a mission. Aggie up.
Bronc Country just got a whole lot bigger.
Mighty Wolverines of UVU.
Join the herd. Lopes up.
Bold moves, big season, grew up.
We are the new gold standard.
We will be champions.
We are the Western Athletic Conference.
They are the dreamers and the promise of the future. They are the hope who will lead us to tomorrow. They are the givers who have the passion to serve. They are the visionaries who will celebrate discovery. They will make a difference. They will change South Texas.